let's take a moment to talk about my top 10 favorite Blu-rays and DVDs I have in my physical media collection. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Afterpreneur. Welcome to my media channel. Thank you so much for taking some time to come watch this video and see my thoughts on why I still love physical media. Now, why I still love physical media is definitely a topic that people on YouTube discuss all the time. There's definitely a lot of benefits to it versus streaming. But one of the biggest benefits is that physical media, when the company puts a lot of time and effort into their release, it's just plain fun, and there's just no denying that. Physical media is way more fun than streaming in the vast majority of cases in general, but when a physical media item has that little extra polish, it's like magic. It really is magic. And I wanted to share the top 10 most unique physical media items I have in terms of movies and TV shows, the ones that really stand out in my collection, and the ones that get people to go, wow. Now, there are going to be some exceptions to this rule. First of all, the Walt Disney Treasure series is not going to be in it. While I would consider that collection top 10 for sure, I have done like, what, 9 or 10 videos on the subject already. There's a whole playlist. And so I don't need to dedicate any more time to it. That's kind of in a category all of its own. I'm also not going to be doing the Criterion collection for the most part. There's one major exception, because there's one Criterion title I have that is so unique, I can't not put it on my top 10 overall. But for the most part, Criterion is in such a different league of their own that I think they deserve their own video. And you're also not going to see VHS tapes, because I actually do still have some VHS tapes, and I do believe that some of them still hold up and look really great on the shelf, and for that reason I've never gotten rid of them. So that's what's going to be. But otherwise, this can be anything otherwise. DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, TV show, movie, it doesn't matter. These are the ones that stand out the most. These are the ones that whenever people see them, they just think, wow, that is cool. And these are the reasons why I still enjoy buying physical media, aside from, you know, ownership issues and stuff like that. But before we begin, if this is your first time here and you happen to really like this video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and smash that like, and, you know, comment below on what you might like to see commented on a future video on this channel. So without further ado, these are not in any particular order. These are just going to be whatever is first and foremost. This is not necessarily a top 10. These are just the 10. And we're going to start with a show that a lot of you have seen. And this is a show that you wouldn't think would be on this list, because despite its popularity and lasting appeal, it doesn't seem like it would be one of the things that you would show off. But thanks to Warner Brothers, it very much is. And that is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The complete series. Now, this is the complete Blu-ray series. Normally, this would not be worth talking about much. It's Scooby-Doo in high definition. I mean, for me, that's cool, but for a lot of people, that's not going to matter. But look at what it came packaged in. It came packaged in its own haunted house. This is a full-length house that they put this thing in. And let me see if I can just quickly get it out so you can see what I'm talking about on just how cool it is. Like, look at that. It looks like a toy, and if you look really closely, it came with a Scooby-Doo Funko toy, which is hard to see, I know, because of the reflection. I never took it out though, but there's a Funko toy in there for, is that Scooby or Scrap? I think it's Scrappy-Doo. And of course, you open it by taking off the top. By the way, that's the toy, but I can't open it or else the illusion would be ruined. And you have the whole series in this little compact booklet, and they also have an encyclopedia. You know, Hanna-Barbera cartoons usually do not get this kind of treatment. Now, granted, oh, and by the way, that's the artwork on the back. I will say that Hanna-Barbera cartoons have been treated very good on physical media. They have made a good and honest effort to get as much Hanna-Barbera stuff on DVD and Blu-ray as possible. It's just usually they don't get this level of detail and attention, and so even if this is not one of my favorite shows, it is definitely one of my favorite sets. And by the way, that is something I forgot to mention earlier. These sets and these movies and shows we're talking about, they might not necessarily be my personal favorite shows or movies to watch. It's the packaging that makes them special. Although that said, our next one is definitely something that I have a lot of love for. I actually love this one so much, I did a separate individual unboxing and review for it. And that is the Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Just look at this beautiful thing. You have the Death Star, and you have this package that just opens up in general. And there are multiple pages. Each page has 2 discs for the movies, and they have both 4K Blu-ray, and in there is even a letter from Mark Hamill talking about the influence of Star Wars on his life and how he's happy that people are still buying this on, disc. In fact, geez, how many times have I bought Star Wars on disc, VHS, whatever? Now, I would normally take it out and show you exactly what's in it, but I already made a video about this one, so we're going to put that one to the side. I will post a link up so you can see the whole unboxing of that one, but even just the little bit you saw right there, you can understand why that would be a very cool one to show off. Now, another one, and these movies also had a major influence on me, are the Harry Potter films, and this is a cool one. This was a birthday gift for me from my mom years ago, and these are the movies. These are the first 5 movies. 6 and 7 weren't out yet. But as you can see, it looks like Harry Potter's little Hogwarts briefcase. They have a, latch right there. And then when you open it, what's neat is it begins with the letter, which has the address on it. Although I think the insides isn't the actual letter, which was kind of disappointing, to be honest. But were instead these trading cards that I never opened, because the interesting thing about things like this is once you open them, they are not useful anymore, or they're not valuable. And the movies come in what looks like Harry's school books. Very, very neat. And then you have like the bonus DVD, and you have this is something that I have not seen in a long time, an interactive DVD. Does anyone remember when those were big things? Probably not. And then you have the bookmark collection. Now, this is the part where I hope my wife does not demand to use them, because they're still in mint condition. You open them up, and what is inside? Well, some foam is inside, but look at that. Look at that, all those Harry Potter bookmarks, like just beautiful. And they look so nice, I can't bring myself to take them out of the case and actually use them. And that's what's kind of neat about collections like this. And what's really extra special nice about this particular set looking the way it is after you put it all back into the case, like I said, it feels like a suitcase. Oh, gotta put the letter back in. You close it back up, and you lock it up, and you put it on the shelf. And most people don't even realize what they are. They kind of have to point out and ask what it is. Although if you put it on this side, some people see the Harry Potter, and then they're like, "Oh, what's that? Is that like a action figure of some sort?" And it's like, no, it's not. You want to see what it is. So that has started so many conversations. All right, another one. This is a lot older, but it's so neat. We have the Pink Panther collection. Now, this doesn't look super fancy on the surface. It's not even extremely big. But what's nice about this is the artwork on the inside. I just love this artwork. And once you start taking the discs out, which I don't know if we have time to actually do that, the art expands throughout the whole thing. It's really, really cool when you can show it. I might make another video where I show what it all looks like. Now, this has most of the Blake Edwards. It has the Pink Panther, Shot in the Dark, the Pink Panther Strikes Again, Revenge of the Pink Panther, and Trail of the Pink Panther. It does not have like Son of the Pink Panther. It does not have Inspector Clouseau. These are pretty much the, in fact, I don't think it has Revenge of the Pink or the Pink Panther Returns. I don't think they has that one. I think that's the one Peter Sellers one that it doesn't have. Does it have Trail? Yeah, it does have Trail in there. I'm forgetting so much, but anyway, I just love the artwork on that one, and so it's unassuming on the shelf, but when you actually take it off, it's like, oh, this looks really neat. Now then, movie series that I definitely have some mixed feelings about, if I'm being honest. We have Fast and the Furious. These are the first, I would say, 6 movies. Now, some of you might be going like, okay, well, what's so special about this? Well, they decided to put them in a rubber tire. Like, this is no joke. I am not punking you. This is not candid camera. This, and it's hard to take out, by the way. It's so hard to pull out. It is literally rubber. If you lit this thing on fire, it would smell like burnt rubber. You take it off, and there are the movies, and they're stacked with, little, protectors for the discs. And like I said, I think this goes all the way up the first 6. So, but that just looks so cool. Like, this thing looks so cool that when I saw the ad for it in Best Buy, I said, I don't even care if I don't like half the movies in this set. I'm going and I am going to buy this set because I will never, they will never do something. I didn't even close it properly. So it's like, this is also, by the way, the biggest pain in the butt to open and close. This is like design-wise, design-wise, it looks really cool. Functionality-wise, this is not the easy. There, I think I finally got it. Functionality-wise, it's kind of a hassle. But how many times can you say you have a series that's in an actual rubber tire? It's just way too cool. Now, the only unfortunate thing about this is that now that once I got this thing, I realized I was going to be buying the rest of the series, because why are you going to buy 6 and not get 7, 8, and 9? So anyway, let's switch over to anime for a little bit. Now, I know I'm going to hear some fans of this particular show like screaming at the monitor right now, or the TV, or whatever you're watching this on, and complaining about the quality of the discs. And I'm going to say up front, because I think this is the only one I'm actually going to say this for, the quality of the discs is not very good. This show had a heavy amount of DNR. It looks really waxy. There was a DVD edition that was previously released that looks much better than this. If you're a true fan of the series, that's the one you should go for. I see some people spending up to $1,000 on eBay for this because it was made in only 3,500 copies. And the only reason it's going for that much is because it's rare. If you want to actually watch the show, it's not the best way to watch the show. That said, I did not spend $1,000 on this. I spent a few $100s, and considering the long, crazy history, it was well worth it for me. And that is Dragon Ball Z, the Ultimate Box. Now, again, the quality of the discs themselves are a little shaky, but on the other hand, look at this packaging. This is a cool box on the shelf, and when you take it off, you have 3 seasons per book. You open the books and you have the discs. I mean, it's a beautiful set. I don't know what else to tell you. This is a super nice set to have on the shelf. But again, the problem comes with the discs themselves. They did issue, I should say Funimation, a lot of DNR, and they did release these other sets called the Dragon Boxes, which I had for a while, and then when they went out of print, they became so valuable, I sold them for thousands of dollars. And as a result, now if I want to watch Dragon Ball Z, this is the way I got to do it, through this Dragon Box. Now some would say, well, why did I bother to buy it with the DNR? Well, first of all, it still looks better than the orange bricks, and if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you know what the orange bricks are. So that's one thing. But then the other thing is that Dragon Ball Z had so many releases, which cost so much money. I remember years ago when it first came to DVD, it was like 3 episodes of DVD for $30, and this is like a 296 episode series. That's ridiculous. Then you could buy them digitally for a couple dollars, an episode on iTunes. This was $3.50. You get the whole thing. Simple, easy, sold. So, and we're on the last one, so I can stop dragging out this story. But yeah, this is something that catches people's attention on the shelf. They love it. I am constantly taking it off the shelf to show people what it looks like. The only thing that I warn them about is if they are going to buy this, they need to be aware of the DNR issues that's on the set. And there's also one other reason why I don't mind having this, and it's because I don't ever plan to watch Dragon Ball Z ever again. I have got the entire Kai series on Blu-ray. Kai is so much better than this, moves so much faster, does not waste your time nearly as much. So I don't mind having like basically a trophy of the original series on display, but when it comes to watching the anime itself, I'm gonna just refer to Kai from this point on, because Kai was just better overall. Alright, we're getting a lot closer to the end. So the next one we have, and I have done full review, so we will put the link up if you want to see, but the Columbia Classics. Right now they've released 2 volumes. I hear they are going to be releasing a 3rd volume, and I'm not going to get too much into this because, like I said, I've made their own videos, but look at that. Opens up. It's nice. Looks great on the shelf. It's got a coffee table book on the top, so definitely something to show your friends when they ask. Now then, here's a funny thing. This is a great little package that I have. I've never actually watched this show. These were bought on Black Friday sales. They were $10 a piece, and knowing what they're worth now, I kind of wish I'd bought multiple copies. But they are Stranger Things, and they're the Blu-rays and the Ultra HD 4Ks in VHS style cases. Like, this literally is designed for like it looks like a VHS case, although on the back you can see it clearly says Blu-ray DVD. And you have this one too, but this is also funny because it's like, I remember going to, like, you know, Blockbuster and seeing some of these family video stores that they put the videotapes into these custom-made clamshell cases. So I just love it. Like, you put it on the shelf, it actually looks like a VHS tape, but it's not. And no, I've not opened them. Because first of all, I've not watched the show, but secondly, why would I open them? They're on Netflix. I've got Netflix. Netflix is a button on my remote. So I have no reason to open these. They're just going to be there looking cool for all eternity. Now, whenever they do release a season 3, and if they ever do the season 3 in this package again, this time I will buy multiple copies because those are worth a lot of money now. And if they weren't just so pretty, I just noticed, like, you go on the bottom, it looks like the VHS tape. It's so awesome. All right, let's go to a standard DVD set, and you've probably seen this one at some point in your life. You've probably seen this one, but it is, I mean, and this is like an interesting one because it's so cool to look at. It's so nice on the shelf, and it is completely wasteful when it comes to space. And that is Star Trek, the first 10 movies, which at the time of this release, there were just these 10 movies. It has all the way from Star Trek the Motion Picture to Star Trek Nemesis. Look at that. Looks so cool. looks so great. You put it on the side, oh, you can read all the titles, and it's like, oh, William Shatner, Jean-Luc Picard. You take out one of these things, it's so awesome. Like, you have all 10, you open it up, there's the discs, but when you look inside, you realize, oh my gosh, look at it. Look at all that space for these 2 discs. These could easily be half the size of what they are. This could be taking up half the space on my shelf. But Star Trek wanted to look big. They wanted to stand out with this set, and by golly, they did it. But whenever you point to it, it's like, this is simultaneously one of the coolest DVD sets I have, and it is also one of the most wasteful DVD sets I have in terms of space. It doesn't even need to be this big. In fact, re-releases on Blu-ray and 4K they put like 4 to 6 of the movies in the space of what 2 of these would cover for 2 movies. So they've made them much more compact in recent years. Now then, final one. And I saved this for last because it's really cool. And this is also the exception I was talking about. Remember how I talked about how the Criterion Collection was going to get its own video, but there was one set that was so nice, I just had to bring it up in this one, even though I'm going to be putting it on another list at some point. Well, this is what it is, and I think you'll agree with me. It's 100 years of Olympic films. This is number 900 on the Criterion Collection. I've already made a video about this, but my gosh, it's worth talking about over and over again. This set will normally cost you $400. Now, little bit of advice. If you're going to buy this, wait until Barnes & Noble are doing their 50% off sale. You will save $200, which is what I did. But this is so nice. Not only does it have this massive book about the Olympics, it has the Olympic Games on disc starting from 1912 going all the way to 2012. And what they do is they have collected the recordings of some of the greatest Olympic Games of all times. They have documentaries, they have interviews with a lot of the players that are surviving. Even someone like me who is not a huge sports fan understands the importance of the Olympics, and this is world history in your hand. You can literally see the countries coming together through good times and bad, with a few exceptions where some people boycotted the games, and playing games together. It looks great on the shelf. One of these days, I'm going to be taking it off of it. We'll get some friends together and we're going to watch some classic Olympic Games. We're going to transport ourselves back to those time periods. So anyway, let's take this off for just a second. Go over here. Look at that. That is so nice. And those are some of the reasons I like, I flipped the phone. So those are some of the reasons I love these physical media collections. And I'm going to make more videos about some of the physical media items in my collection. And which ones of those would you like to see? What do you think about these? Do any of you have these? Like, are there any particular sets that you are fond of in your own collection? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.